Have you ever tried talking to your cat? I mean, really talking. Full sentences, emotions, maybe even a little dramatic storytelling. And they just sit there, staring at you. No blink, no reaction. Just that calm, unreadable face, like they're either deeply wise or quietly judging every life choice you've ever made. And then, right when you finish, they turn around and walk away. At that moment, you're left wondering, did they understand any of that? Or have I just been giving heartfelt speeches to a very judgmental houseplant? Because here's the slightly uncomfortable thought. What if your cat is reacting, just not in the way you think? And even more interesting, what if some of the things you say are doing the exact opposite of what you intended? Stick with this, because once you see what's actually going on in their head, those conversations start to look very different. 1. Your cat isn't listening to your words. Let's start with the part that feels a little unfair. Your cat does not understand language the way you want them to. Not no, not get off the counter, and definitely not your detailed explanation about why the cheesecake is not for them. Think about this for a second. When you say, "Stop that," your cat isn't processing vocabulary. They're processing sound patterns, tone, rhythm, repetition. So over time, your voice becomes less like a sentence and more like a familiar audio cue, kind of like a ringtone. Which means when you're talking to your cat, they're not thinking, "Oh, I've been instructed to stop." They're thinking something closer to, "That sound again. Interesting." And this leads to something most people don't realize. If it's not the words, then what are they responding to? 2, they're reading your emotional tone, not your message. Here's where things start to shift. Your cat may not understand your words, but they are very good at reading how you feel. Voice tension, volume changes, speed of speech, that part, they pick up instantly. So when you raise your voice and say, "Hey, get down," your cat isn't hearing the instruction. They're noticing energy just changed. And depending on the cat, that can mean increased alertness, mild stress, or sometimes curiosity. Because from their perspective, you didn't communicate a rule. You created a moment. Now here's where it gets a little funny. Sometimes that serious tone you use, it doesn't come across as authority. It comes across as unpredictable behavior, which is why some cats will stare at you mid-sentence like, "Are you okay?" And this opens the door to something even more interesting. Because sometimes they don't just hear you, they respond in ways you might be completely missing. 3, your cat does respond, just not how you expect. Let's go back to that moment. You're talking, your cat is sitting there, seemingly doing absolutely nothing. But are they really doing nothing? Watch closely next time. You might notice a slow blink, a slight ear turn, a tail flick, or a subtle shift in posture. Those are responses. They're just quiet ones. Cats communicate in microsignals, not big reactions. So while you're expecting something obvious, like attention or obedience, your cat might already be responding in their own language. And here's the fascinating part. That slow blink you sometimes get, that's often a sign of comfort and trust. So in a strange way, your emotional speech about your stressful day, they may not understand the story, but they might be responding to your tone with calm signals. Which raises a really interesting question. If they don't understand words, and they respond to tone, then what do they think you're actually doing when you talk? 4, to your cat, you might just be making noise. This next idea is a little humbling. From your cat's perspective, your long conversations may not feel like communication at all. They may feel like environmental sound, like a TV in the background, or a running faucet. Not meaningless, but not structured the way you think. So when you're explaining something with full emotional range, your cat is filtering it as familiar human noise, continuing. Now before that sounds depressing, here's the twist most people miss. Familiar noise is comforting. Your voice, regardless of content, becomes part of their environment. a predictable sound in their territory. And predictability, that equals safety. So while your cat isn't understanding your story about your boss, your voice itself might be reassuring them, which means talking to your cat isn't useless. It's just doing a completely different job than you thought. And once you realize that, something else starts to make sense. Why some cats seem to talk back. 5. When your cat meows back. It's not a conversation. Now this is where it gets interesting. You say something, your cat meows. Feels like a conversation, right? Back and forth, almost like they're responding. But here's what's really happening. Cats don't naturally meow to each other much as adults. They use that sound primarily for humans. So when your cat meows after you speak, they're not replying to your sentence. They're responding to your attention, your tone, your engagement. It's more like, you're interacting, I'll interact too. Not, I understand your point about the cheesecake, and the rhythm matters too. Cats often mirror timing. You speak, pause, they vocalize. It creates the illusion of dialogue. And honestly, it's a pretty convincing illusion. Quick side note, your cat wanted me to mention that if you've made it this far, you're officially part of their inner circle now. So hit that like button and subscribe. They didn't say what that means, but it sounded important. Now here's where things take a subtle turn. Because the way you talk to your cat can actually shape how they behave around you. 6. Your voice becomes part of their world map. Cats build their world through patterns, locations, smells, sounds. And yes, your voice is part of that map. If your voice is calm and consistent, you become predictable. Loud and reactive, you become unpredictable. And cats don't love unpredictability. So when you frequently shift tone, gentle one moment, loud the next, your cat isn't learning rules. They're learning this human is variable, which can lead to ignoring commands, increased caution, or selective attention. But here's the good news. This works the other way too. When your voice is steady and consistent, your cat begins to associate you with stability. And that's when something subtle changes. They start paying attention, not to what you say, but to how you exist in their space. And that leads to one final piece most people overlook. 7. What your cat is actually thinking. So, what's going through your cat's mind when you talk? Not words, not sentences, more like this. This sound is familiar. Energy is calm or not calm. This interaction feels safe or uncertain. Do I engage or ignore? It's a constant evaluation of environment plus emotion plus pattern, not meaning, which explains that classic moment. You talking, your cat staring, and then slowly blinking or walking away. That's not disrespect. That's a decision. A quiet, calculated, nothing here requires action. And oddly enough, that's a sign everything feels normal to them. So remember that moment from the beginning. You sitting there talking to your cat like they're a tiny furry therapist who charges nothing and gives even less feedback. It turns out, they weren't ignoring you. They just weren't listening in the way you expected. They weren't processing your words, but they were reading your tone, your consistency, your presence. And in their world, that matters more. Because to your cat, communication isn't about language. It's about whether things feel predictable, safe, familiar. So the next time your cat stares at you mid-sentence, you might realize they're not confused. They're just deciding if anything you said requires effort. And most of the time, it doesn't. All right, I should probably go figure out why my cat just meowed at absolutely nothing, which somehow feels like a response to something I said 5 minutes ago. I'll get back to you on that. FurEver.